Hey, good morning. It's Randytbird out here in sunny Arizona on a beautiful December morning, December 17th. Beautiful morning. Temperature in the right around low 60s right now, 10 o'clock in the morning. We've had a little warm spell here. It was nearly 80 yesterday, and it's supposed to be close to that today. So, beautiful day for a ride. Didn't get a video out last week because I had to work on the weekend at the new job. Fortunately, it's just a once a year type thing, an inventory, so that took up my time, and I was a little tired. So Sunday I did some home stuff and just kind of hung out. Didn't really get up to much of anything. So it was a nice weekend, but a little cool. But right now we're in our brutal Arizona winter, which is nearly 80 degrees here in the middle of December. But notice that the few trees that lose their leaves are finally starting to change color, although it's mostly green here in the winter. So, but and it's funny, we got flowers blooming, just the very confused plants down here because we have this false spring here in the winter. So anyway, such is life here in the desert. Had a pretty good weekend so far. Had a nice Christmas party with a bunch of friends last night. A very, very funny white elephant gift exchange. That's always fun if you're into such things. But it was good food, good friends, good company, just a good time all together. So that's great. But today I'm riding. I'm out on the diner today because that's what I wanted to ride. So, yeah, this time of the year I got to keep the Heritage on a battery tender. I don't know why, but every M8 that I've owned, if you don't ride it for more than a week, the battery goes low, and I don't know if it's all the electronics that are in them now that causes that, but I hardly ever had issues with any of my twin cams or any of those things, or even Evos back in the day. So you never knew if your shovel head was going to start or not, but that was just the way it was back in the day. So other than that, it's just a gorgeous day out. I hope you guys are all getting ready for the holidays and getting ready to enjoy that. I see you've had some relatively mild weather up in Western Canada, and Chad, I hope you're out enjoying that. Thanks for the comments the other day on the last video. I appreciate hearing from you, man. I hope things are all good for you. Just I don't know, not a whole lot going on today. I've seen that a couple of the 2024 Harleys are out with some new colors. One thing that kind of irks me is that they're it's always been Harley-Davidson, their base color was black, and now you got to pay extra for black. They've got this other color, I'm not sure what they call it yet, but it's kind of I'll call it a shiny primer gray. But that's their base color now. I'm not sure what they call it, but yeah, they've released a couple that have had no change other than the new colors, bold new graphics. But I don't know, it just seems wrong to charge extra for basic black. That is the color of Harley-Davidson's. I say that riding a red one, but my Heritage is black, and most of the bikes that I've had over the years have been black with the occasional departure, of a red or a blue over time. And when I had the Slim several years ago, it was what they called industrial gray, and that was a really cool color. I always liked the gray. Been partial to that Deadwood green, although I haven't owned anything, but always liked that color. It's just real sharp, especially when the Heritage is, you had the two-tone or the Street Bobs that had the the graphics, the black graphics on the gas tank just looked really good, So who knows what's going to be here in 24. You know, I'd really like to see Harley come out with something really revolutionary, like maybe that the Bronx that they delayed here when that new guy took over, Street Fighter looking bike. I think that would sell. For all the guys that would been looking at Ducati Monsters and other types of Street Fighter type bikes that just said no, I'm just going to stay with Harley. I think it would be a big thing, and I honestly think it would be a boost for the Sportster platform, the new Sportster platform, due to the fact that they're not really selling much. So, you know, I think that maybe that would be the kick that they needed. You know, so I don't know. I see a few of them out, but not too many. You know, people are just not that thrilled with them. They're different, that's for sure. I mean, the tech is there. I mean, they're very modern motorcycles, but you know, they're just not a Sportster. I mean, that's what people think. So, and that's true. There's something else. Maybe they should have named it something else. I don't know. Yeah. Another thing that I saw, that there was a company in China that is making like a reproduction of the Harley 48. And I can't remember what the name of it is now, but if you look it up, it's it looks just like, if you type in new China Harley, I don't know who the brand is. I should have done my homework a little bit better. I just can't remember. I'm getting old. I can't remember everything. My brain is full. But it's a pretty interesting looking bike, if it's any good at all. You know, what I can't figure is how they're going to get away with infringing on patents, because it looks just like a 48. It has some modern things on it. They're claiming it has ride modes, has a different gas tank that has the same profile but more gas, and LED headlights, and but everything else looks the same, right down to the wheels, the shocks, the front end, everything just looks like a 48, you know. So maybe they're looking to capitalize on the fact that people don't want to buy the Nightster and they want to buy that. But, you know, it's an interesting concept, but I don't really trust the Chinese. I mean, they're doing what the Japanese did in the 50s and 60s, is the reverse engineering everything. And arguably the Japanese perfected that strategy and then came out with their own designs, but I think China's in that phase right now. I think it's going to be a while before anything out of China is really decent. You know, I see these $2,200 brand new dirt bikes, and from what I hear, they just fall apart, and they're just made out of flimsy, crappy steel, and not that good. But I imagine someday their products will be decent. I hear CF Moto's not bad, but I'm not willing to spend my money to find out. So yeah, I've seen a couple of them around, and especially when I was working at the Harley shop, there was guys that had some CF Motos that just wanted to get out from underneath them, and they're not worth anything on a trade-in or even to sell them. It's just weird. You know, just whatever. The reputation of Chinese bikes is just poor, and deservedly so, what I've read. So we'll see how that thing shakes out. You know, just if you get up surfing around the internet, just kind of search on some of those things. I think it had the name Storm or something in it somewhere, but you know, it's not a bad looking bike. Not a bad looking bike at all. But I know people are really sorry that the Sportster's gone. Yeah, so one thing that makes me, they claim that it's Euro 5 compliant, and it just makes me wonder, I mean, if that's just a lie, because I think if Harley could have made the Sportster Euro 5 compliant, they would have. And I mean, they just sell. They've always sold. Great starting point. Now the starting point with Harley Davidson is the Softail Standard, because it's the least expensive bike in the line right now, and they're still $13,000-$14,000. But I mean, you get a 107 Milwaukee 8 and a 6-speed transmission, and you get, you know, a very basic bike, kind of like the old Super Glide, but still, you know, the starting point at 14 grand is pretty high. I mean, you can buy a lot of competitive bakes for less money. You can buy a Royal Enfield, the new Cruiser, the Super Meteor Cruiser, for less than $7,000. I mean, you know, and from what I understand, it's a really decent bike. So anyway, I actually saw one of the new Royal Enfield 350s on the street the other day, and I was surprised. I hadn't seen any of them. I was wondering who's buying a 350 out here in Arizona. I mean, I guess if you're just riding the surface streets, that's okay, but I mean, our freeway speeds out here are rather high. I mean, they're always going 80 miles an hour plus, and I just don't think that bike would do 80 miles an hour. It's a good looking bike though. I mean, Royal Enfield has really cleaned up their manufacturing and their quality, and that's good. So, you know, it's good to have some variety out there. But anyway, beautiful morning. As I said before, the sky is our winter pattern with the really wispy clouds up there and here and there, and just a great day to be out. And crossing the river bottom here in the Saw River. There's no water in the river. Ah, there's some puddles over there, but yeah, not until they release water from the dams upriver will we have any water. I mean, like we did last year. I mean, but we haven't had much rain this year, and there's none in the forecast, so I'm not sure what's going to happen there. They have had some snow up north. That does add to the watershed. So anyway, we might be able to see some of that this year. Traffic's not too bad for a Sunday morning. I imagine lots of people are doing their Christmas shopping and doing family things and visiting and doing all those holiday things that people do. Again, like I said, I was at a fun Christmas party last night. That was good. And looking forward to the holidays. On my new job, I actually get the week off between Christmas and New Year's. I guess they close down every year for a week, and that'll be nice. It'll be like, it's funny, being at the job a little more than a month and have have a week's vacation already. The downside to that is I don't get paid for all of it, but you know, a couple days off, that'll feel good. Get on the bike, do some videos, maybe get out. I've been threatening to get out and go shooting, and we'll see if that works out. You know, just I haven't been out in a very long time. It's a little breezy today, so I might get a little wind noise in the video. I apologize in advance. Try to keep the speed down a little bit. Make it better. Anyway, I'm gonna append this video, and I'm gonna record a little bit more later, and we'll be back. Hey, it's Randy. I'm back. Just on the return leg of my ride today. Headed back to Phoenix, just enjoying the sights. Headed back to Mesa, Phoenix area, let's call it. Just enjoying the sights out here today on a beautiful, clear day here in mid-December. Hope you all are getting ready for your holiday, and it's all working out for you. You get to spend some time with friends and family and celebrating whatever is near and dear to you. I sure appreciate all of you folks watching my videos, and just another year in review here. And yeah, it's been an interesting year. You know, I went through 3 jobs, but landed on my feet, and we're doing all right. And just reflecting on the year here. I'm going to be coming up to the river here soon, and earlier I checked out there was some the changing of the leaves out here, which we don't usually get a whole lot of out here in the desert because it stays pretty green most of the time. But down here along the river, there's some deciduous trees, and and the colors are starting to come out, and you know, it's great to be able to see it. So here, coming up pretty soon, we'll see that here as we drop down into the area where the Verde River crosses 87. Out ahead, in case you don't know, is a community called Fountain Hills, which is kind of a bedroom community out here in the desert northeast of Scottsdale. Don't go to Scottsdale much, way too crowded for me. You know, too many Mercedes and BMWs. But we drop it down here out of the Tonto National Forest, one of the biggest national forests in the country. Just because it doesn't have pine trees does not make it not a forest. So, you know, it just, again, it's one of the largest national forests in the country, I was reading. And it's mostly desert foothills and Sonoran foothills and transitional area desert, and pretty cool out here. Always, you know, one of my favorite places on earth. You know, probably, you know, that in Colorado, called Western Colorado, is some of my favorite places. I've really been itching to get back to Colorado here. You know, one of these times I want to take a drive up to the Cortez Durango area there in the western mountains. I just love that area. I don't get up there enough, but I've been up there many times, and I never get tired of it either. Used to be a motocross track out here, but they closed it down. And apparently some people didn't realize that riding motocross could be dangerous, and people got hurt and they got sued. And you know, it's just, you know, you have to understand what you're doing and where you're at and the risks involved, you know, and stop being so litigious about everything. It's crazy, you know, everybody sues over everything. Now, here we go, we got some colors right here. The cottonwoods are changing, they're bright yellow. Right down here through the river bottom, or the riverbed here, the Verde River. Just awesome, gorgeous, you know, flash of color out here in the desert. There's one right by the road. You see how yellow those are getting? The beautiful area, just absolutely beautiful. Anyway, this is Randytbird out here in Arizona, and I thank you for subscribing. If you haven't, please do. Please like, share my videos. Feel free to comment. Love reading your comments, and I am humbled that the over 1,100 people like to watch my videos and have subscribed. And those of you that haven't and don't choose to subscribe, well, I hope you keep watching anyway. I love the views. This is Randytbird. I'm out of here.